And then all of a sudden, on live television, national television, every eye in the country watching this, some guy's phone just starts ringing. Just like how embarrassing, man.
Yeah. I can't imagine if that was me. Like, I usually have my phone on silent always.
Yeah.
But just the off chance, and then its ringer is on like full blast, and the mics are picking it up like crystal clear.
And Mark Carter just looks over at the camera or at the guy, and he's like, "It must be important" or something like that. I don't know what he said. So funny. All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Island Time with your hosts, Kurtis and Sean. We are excited to be back. It has been a wild couple weeks with all the elections happening.
Yeah, definitely has. And I think we just wanted to hop on here. And as most of you know, we sent an invite out to all the candidates in Nanaimo Ladysmith, and a couple of them were gracious enough to come on the pod. So yeah, shout out to Paul Manley and Michelle Corfield. They were able to make it. I know it's a tough time, so totally understanding for the other parties that they couldn't make it. But yeah, special shout out to those two.
Yeah, no, it was really cool of Michelle and Paul Manley to do that. It was a crazy time. Kurtis and I, we kind of just sat down and we were FaceTiming one day, and we came up with the idea of, hey, maybe we should just reach out to all the candidates and see what happens if we can get them on the podcast. And so we sent out this mass email to all the candidates, and immediately Michelle's campaign manager, shout out Cecile, she emailed us back, and she said, yeah, we'd love to do it. Just give us a few dates and we'll figure it out. And then we were like shocked because we didn't even know if this was going to work or not. And it just goes to show, if you ask for things, good things can happen. And then, after we had done that one, we kept reaching out to all the candidates. There was some things with Conservatives. I think they had to go through party approval. I don't know exactly what was going on there, but it just seemed like it was kind of out of Tamara's hands, which is fair enough. I mean, going into elections like this, it's a touchy time. And then I think our email had gone into a few people's spams as well, so it was hard to get NDP. And then by the time they actually reached back out to us, it was too late for their scheduling. And then Paul, I mean, it was just pretty cool to be able to get those guys on. It was just crazy that we just asked and they did it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's it means a lot, right? Like even the candidates that couldn't make it, like. I think all four of them, they absolutely did what they could to make the show, and as you said, two of them made it. So yeah, I'm just super grateful, and it shows how strong people are in Nanaimo Ladysmith. Is like you can do this kind of stuff, is you can reach out to local folks, and they genuinely care, regardless of where they're coming from in the political spectrum, and they all genuinely cared and showed interest. So. Yeah. Special shout out, and it makes me feel really thankful to be in Nanaimo where that's the case, right? So it's pretty cool.
They were all great candidates. Like, no matter who you voted for, they were all really good candidates. So
Sean and I went to the town hall at Coast Bastion, and it was a fantastic event. Like everyone got a chance to speak and voice their opinion on all the various issues that were going on in the current political climate, and they were all great, like super nice, down to earth kind of folks, and spoke their mind and spoke well. So I think it went well.
Yeah. So Tamara, if you're listening to this, we want to get you on the podcast now that you've been elected MP. That would be so cool. That'd be a really, because if you guys don't know, well, we got Conservatives in Nanaimo here, so that's the next goal. And now we're just looking for some cool guests. So if anybody has ideas of people that we can get on, or it doesn't have to be politics, it can be literally anything, whether it's an athlete, artist. We're thinking about getting a singer-songwriter on, one of my friends from Calgary. So we'll see if he's on next week or something like that.
Circling back to politics. So Sean and I were watching the election live on CBC there. And it was kind of near the end, kind of when they were doing all their their speeches, and I can't remember the order. I think it was Jagmeet Singh first, and then it came to Pierre Poilievre, and then finally it came to Mark Carney because the I guess they do the victor last. And anyways, yeah, Sean, maybe explain kind of what happened.
He was giving a great speech. Mark Carney did a good job. And he was basically just accepting his speech, and you had all the crowd was in there, and people were chiming in and kind of like not heckling, but like the opposite of that.
Yeah.
And then you had all the people in the background who were like his supporters or whatever. And then all of a sudden on live television, national television, every eye in the country watching this, some guy's phone just starts ringing.
We will need to think big and act bigger. Your phone's ringing. Sorry, just okay. All right. Just hang on. It's okay? Yeah. That might be important.
like how embarrassing, man.
Yeah. I can't imagine if that was me. Like, I usually have my phone on silent always.
Yeah.
But just the off chance, and then its ringer is on like full blast, and the mics are picking it up like crystal clear.
And Mark Carter just looks over at the camera or at the guy, and he's like, "It must be important" or something like that. I don't know what he said. So funny. I just can't imagine. My heart would sink because, man, you're on live TV. You got the whole country.
For sure. And like most people would agree, it's a super important election. So I guarantee there's so many people tuned in, just like seeing what's happening, and this happens.
Yeah,
it's like there's this funny video on YouTube. It's called Out of Context Canadian Politics. This one is definitely making the list.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, it was hilarious. We were laughing pretty hard.
Yeah, we were thinking like, imagine if his friends were at home and they were watching the TV and they saw their buddy up on stage with Mark Carney, and they're like, "Yo, let's call him and see what happens."
Yeah, let's call him right now. Guarantee he has his ringer on.
They just know that he always has his ringer on.
Yeah, national television.
Oh man.
Yeah, classic. I'd be passing out like so embarrassing. But whatever. Mark Carney was great. He made a joke, and it kind of continued on, but a classic Canadian politics moment.
I know. It's just such a Canadian television thing to happen,
for sure.
Because that would never happen in the States. Like, I feel like everything's so formal and put together down there when it comes to television.
Yeah, here it's just like, hey, whatever happens, you know?
Yeah.
So, the election went well. I was talking to a few friends of mine, and one thing is, like, regardless of how you vote and how your views are, is one thing that I feel is really solid and I feel very proud of is the election system in Canada. I think we do a fantastic job of ensuring democracy is done properly, and shout out to all the volunteers and people that actually make that happen, because these polling stations, they're open all day, and like everyone has to count the ballots manually, and it's just so much work, but it ensures like a fair and honest system. So it's pretty cool. I was actually thinking like maybe next BC or federal election I might volunteer and kind of see how it is on the inside. But shout out to those folks, because it's great work.
And while we're shouting people out, Robin from the theater, I don't know his last name, but
Boxwell.
Robin Boxwell, thank you very much for letting us use that theater. Basically we do this pod in Curtis's like kind of office area in his place, and we want it to be a little bit more professional when we had the candidates on, so we needed a venue, and Robin pulled through and was able to get us the lobby, and he was helping with lighting and audio, and he was just like very there for us. So huge shout out to him and the Malaspina Theater and everything that he does for them. That place would not be the same without him, that's for sure.
For sure. And they all do all sorts of amazing events. So if you're in the community and you're looking for something fun to do, definitely check out what stuff they have going on. I think even this week they might have a film festival type of event going on, and things like that. So check it out for sure. Huge supporter, and really appreciate all his help and
Yeah.
helping make it happen. So
Yeah.
it's pretty
And
pretty cool.
if you're looking for doing events, I mean, it's not that hard to contact them and get your own events going on in the theater if you want to do something like this or music or whatever you need to do. That space is just like so diverse. You can do so many different things in there.
Yeah, especially if you're a student. So, but even if you're not, I'm sure he'd help you out or at least point you in the right direction. So, yeah, shout out to those guys.
Yeah.
Amazing. So.
Yeah. He also had some really cool ideas for the pod, which we're thinking of doing. It was really fun to be able to do podcasts like in a different area, not just here remotely, but I think he wants to do some nature ones and do some like more public setting ones, which would be really cool because you get some people walking in the background, which was my favorite part of doing it at VIU because you could see the people walking in the back and cars driving by and stuff. So I don't know, maybe we'll do some at Piper's Lagoon or I don't know, just random spots, destination spots, and maybe you'll recognize some of the spots and maybe you'll be in the background. Who knows?
Yeah, no, it's a pretty cool idea, and our setup is relatively portable. I've explained it before, but yeah, essentially we could just get some sort of battery and we can kind of set this setup up anywhere, which is pretty cool. And I like the idea of it's island time for a reason, right? Like, let's explore what we have on the island and get out and film in some pretty scenic places. I think it's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, what's going on currently? We got hockey playoffs going on. Unfortunately, the Canucks did not make playoffs this year, which was not great.
Yeah, and we lost our coach this week as well. So
we did do that. Yeah.
Pretty unfortunate. But yeah, we have Canadian teams, which is great this year. Like, unfortunately, Montreal's out tonight, which is not the greatest. But yeah, we still have the Jets. The Jets are doing fantastic.
Yep.
Edmonton's doing good.
Yeah. Ottawa, Toronto.
I don't know how you feel about this, considering you're wearing a Leafs hat right now, but I think the Sens are taking it in 7.
Yeah, that's totally a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not the biggest Leafs fan, but I don't have feelings against them. That's for sure. As I got into hockey later on, I quit being a fan. Some of you might think I'm a bandwagon, but I quit being a fan of Vancouver when they lost in 2011, and I didn't look back until about 2021. And then that year, I kind of got back into hockey, and then since then, I've been a Vancouver fan. But
Sean's 10-year rehab.
yeah, I needed some time off. Yeah. And then, in the meantime, I had gone to a couple playoff games in Toronto. I think I've talked about them on the pod, but that was just so much fun that I just had to, bring some Toronto home with me. So
yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I would say like Leafs and Vancouver are or Montreal too. Those 3 are the biggest franchises. But everywhere you go in Canada, Alberta as well, and Winnipeg and Manitoba, like anywhere you go in Canada, like hockey's a priority. Like people genuinely care. Like, this is so funny to me, but we literally changed the timing of the national debates of all the parties just to suit a hockey game.
Yeah, it's
like
awesome.
Yeah, like I love it, and that's something that is only going to happen in Canada. And, that's something that we can love about our country. But yeah, it's an exciting time. I really hope a Canadian team can bring it home. I mean, this playoffs is statistically more likely because we have more Canadian teams competing, but
and we got teams in the East and the West.
Exactly.
It's a possibility we get 2 Canadian teams in the finals.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Especially talking Canadian teams right now. The Vancouver Whitecaps, I don't know if a lot of people are soccer fans, but we're playing Inter Miami, which is Lionel Messi's soccer team in the MLS, and we are playing them in the semifinals of the CONCACAF championship.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it works in soccer is they play 2 games, and then it's the aggregate goals for and against. So if you score 2 goals and the other team doesn't score any, you'd be up 2-0. So if you played 2 games and that was the total score, you'd win.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
So anyways, we played against Inter Miami in Vancouver, which was a huge event because so many people are Messi fans. But anyways, came and played them, and we won the game, which was amazing. Especially because we don't have any like Messi's the type of player that's like one of the best. I'm not a huge soccer guy, but from my understanding internationally, this guy's world renowned as like one of the best. Yeah, exactly. So for Vancouver to put a squad together that can beat his team, and then not only that, tonight we beat them again.
Wow. I did not know that.
So we swept the series against Inter Miami, Messi's team.
Wow.
And now we're going to the finals.
Well, apparently we're like one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, this year.
I guess I should have been following the Whitecaps, but I haven't been following soccer in years either.
Yeah, exactly. I went to a Whitecaps game when I was a kid, and they weren't even part of the MLS at the time.
Yeah,
Tickets were super cheap. It was just like a kind of like a local like league.
Yeah.
I don't really know the details, but it was still a lot of fun. And then now we're a part of the MLS, and the MLS has grown quite a bit like since those times. So yeah, for us to be in the finals is like really, really sick. So we won 4 nations in hockey. We about to take the CONCACAF back to Canada as well. Let's go.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. So cool. Shout out to them too.
Yeah, shout out to them. Yeah. No, I mean we've been both pretty busy with the last few weeks. Kurtis just graduated, so congratulations for finishing your degree. Yeah, that's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean digital media. I mean this is the kind of stuff I like to do, right? Like podcasts or other media material, and it's been a journey. Like it's been 4 years and a lot of work, but yeah, like, and that's one thing I'll always tell people is that with my degree is that outside of academics, my experience at the university is incredible. Like it's how me and Sean literally met.
Yeah.
Right. And stuff like Island Time wouldn't exist without the university experience. So yeah, if you're not sure like about what you want to do in the future, you can't go wrong with pursuing a degree, not for the academics, but just for the people you'll meet and the situations you'll get yourself in, and that personal development that you'll really achieve.
Yeah.
It's like something that you can't put a dollar figure to. So for me, it's like definitely worth it, and I'm super glad that I went through that experience. It's gonna pay off for sure. So yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I don't think it's hit me yet. It won't hit me until I actually walk across the stage and say, hey, I'm graduated. But yeah, no, I appreciate it, and it was a good time. So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I've always been really like skeptical about the whole university thing, but I fully agree with that. The experiences you get from it are twofold. There's nothing like it. And even though, it's expensive to get that experience, I think if you're on edge, if you're between, whether or not you want to do it, I would say, well, the experiences we've taken with us for years after it. And I wouldn't have been where I am without it. Even though I don't necessarily have the degree, I still have all the experiences that went along with it. So yeah, it was definitely worth it, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, you probably wouldn't even be in Nanaimo right now without it, right?
Without VIU, I wouldn't have come to Nanaimo probably, and I would have never met the amazing people I have and all the friends and I mean something like this, just a really cool project to work on, be creative with. No one's telling us to do this. This is just something that we just find fun, and again, it wouldn't be possible without VIU, and then again without your class. Having to do a podcast, and then it's starting with that, and that's kind of
went from there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I mean, we just definitely went over the top. Like these are not like you don't have to go get this printed and banners and stuff that. No. But it was one of those things like when you find passion in something and you really want to do a good job, it's like you don't care about doing the minimum that's required to just pass a grade.
Yeah.
You want to do that because you want to do it, because you want to exceed and actually put something out into the world and try your best at it. And once you find something that can fit that mold, it's like really satisfying, right? I don't know if you felt that too, but like, especially after the last 2 episodes where we just, put our hearts out there and said, hey, you want to come on to these figures that are really busy? And they said yes. Like that's like a really cool, and like it gives you confidence and like says, hey, like what you're doing is a cool concept and it actually means something.
Totally.
And no, so these type of things in university is really where the value is in my opinion. So
100%. Yeah. I mean, it still feels, it doesn't feel like it was real doing that whole experience. As I was getting to before, it was just such a busy few weeks where we were making clips for Michelle, editing, and just like really trying to make this episode really good because we thought it was only going to be her that got on. And then all of a sudden, last minute, drop everything. Let's get ready to go for Paul. And we had about 3 days before the elections to be able to actually release the episode. And we wanted to get it out there and get as many clips as we could out there too. So it's just been a wild week for us. And it was so much fun. I wouldn't have had it any other way. And I just want to keep that going, you know,
for sure.
Just keep getting cool guests and just doing different, locations and just building up the podcast. We also have, my friend Braden, my roommate as well. He's designing shirts now. So I'm sure he's going to have a website here soon to be able to go, check it out. But he has his t-shirt press that he's doing his own stuff, graphic design, everything. So he actually designed this t-shirt that I'm wearing right here. It's got the Island Time on the front. Maybe we'll do that edit thing again where I'll put up a mock. I don't know if that will happen or not, but so we've got the front of this t-shirt just says Island Time Podcast, and then it's got the OG logo on the back. I'll show you that real quick.
Yeah, it looks really nice. He did a great job. And this is just one of the, he made a bunch of designs and some of them are incredible. Like he has some with like island vibe type of like graphics. I'm excited for people to see them. So yeah, if we have it released and you think they're interesting and you want to check it out and support the pod and support Braden with his art, we'll have them available, and it's cool because it's locally made as well. I mean, Braden's making them himself, so
literally,
it's pretty cool.
More local than that.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm excited to have a kind of a list. I was talking to a few friends and whatnot, and people seem like they're interested. So,
well, we had talked about it originally. We want it to be a lifestyle brand too, not just a podcast, right? So a lot of the art on there isn't just going to be our basic logo here. It's going to be these shirts, which are really good for, just getting the brand out there. But it's also got, like Braden put some animals on there, the island, the mountains, the trees. Like he's got some streetwear looking ones. They're just like really cool shirts. I won't promise that we have it out this week, but I'm hoping that we can get maybe a website or something going up for some merch in the next month or 2 months or something like that, so people can start seeing if they want to wear the shirts. We already had one person, Kurtis and I went out to Country Grocer the other day before the Paul Manley podcast, or right after the debates, and we were both wearing our Island Time shirts. I was wearing this one, he was wearing the black one, and this guy out of nowhere, he just goes, well, your shirts worked, boys. And we were like, what the heck? I was like, oh, really? And then he's like, yeah, I'll be listening to your podcast. And I was like, oh,
cool. Thank you.
Like,
the first time
ever going out with them. So like, I guess these worked. So hopefully people, see them and
check it out.
And if they like it, go wear it. Spread the info that we got one out there. So
yeah, man, absolutely. I'm excited. If you're an artist or guest, or you want to, like Sean said, we're going to have an artist on next week, hopefully, which will be exciting. I with our new setup, I want to test hopefully the system so people can actually sing or like hear some audio in their headphones and share their talents. If you want to get involved on Island Time, reach out to us for sure, because that's the exciting part. Is there's so much talent and knowledge out there, even locally, and just a small platform to let them share that is pretty exciting.
100%. I mean, people aren't in it for the money necessarily. They just want to get their word out there and just get some reach, whether you just have a really cool project that you're working on and you just want to spread your message to the world. it's a good way to do it. People get to see it. We're on all the platforms, and yeah, it's just like a cool way to get your word out there.
No, absolutely. Cool. Well, yeah, a quick kind of update episode for y'all, but yeah, thank you so much for listening. I'm excited for next week. Like Sean mentioned, we have an exciting guest, so it should be a great episode. But yeah, thanks again for all your support with the last few episodes, and yeah, we'll see everyone soon.
Yeah, see you later.
Okay, take care.